Hello everybody and welcome to sort of a new idea that I had. I don't really know how this is going to go. I'm going to try it out, see how it goes. We'll see. What I want to do is, I guess it's like a let's read. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a book that I've never read before, and I'm going to read it in small sections, and then I'm going to sort of go over it. Now, to be perfectly clear and transparent, I never got any permission to, do this, but I'm also not monetizing it. It's more just to be like sort of a YouTube book club sort of thing. So I fully encourage you guys to listen in and then put your thoughts in the comments below. The particular book I want to start with is a book that sort of sections itself really neatly. So every episode will be like a few minutes of me talking, reading the book, rather. I'm going to be reading the book and sort of reacting to it as I read it, but then at the end of the section, I'll sort of go back and I'll analyze it a little bit further. And then at the end of the video, you go down to the comment section and you give your 2 cents. And we'll sort of go up from there. If anyone has any particularly good insights or thoughts, then I might mention them at some point in the video, maybe at the very beginning of the next recording session or something. We'll just see how it goes. So the book is called Complete and Utter Failure. A celebration of also-rans, runners-up, never-weres, and total flops by Neil Steinberg. So this should be interesting. It starts with a quote. "There are many ways to fail." Aristotle. Oh good. Alright. So, just for people to know, whenever I read, I sort of instinctually, I don't know why I do this, I sort of take on a really crappy accent. I don't know why that is, it's just sort of how my brain works, so I'm sorry if this sounds really dumb. If it gets on your nerves a whole lot, mute me, read the book, read it for yourself, and then come back in. Get the book. Come back in at the analyzing portion of the video. Introduction. The Siren Beauty of Ruin. Captain Kangaroo betrayed me. He had demonstrated a magic trick to his legion of little followers. How to pass a knotted string through a toilet paper tube and remove the string, magically unknotted from the other end. The secret involved first poking a hole in the cardboard tube just big enough for a finger to fit through. Holding the tube so that no one could see the inserted digit, the magician mesmerized the audience with mumbo-jumbo, cleverly untying the knot with his hidden finger while slowly drawing the string through the tube. I could hardly wait to amaze and dazzle the world with my newfound talent. Our garage served as a theater. Assembling some pathetic band of neighborhood children as an audience, I grandly opened the garage door. Ta-da! Curtain going up to present the magic trick. A trick I had not properly mastered and could not do. My magician's cool quickly evaporated into a face-contorting, squirming flailing of finger in tube. The trick had seemed so easy when the captain did it. My friends drifted off, and I pulled shut the garage door. I was 4 years old and had to put my full weight into the rope to make that garage door come down. It closed with a bang. End of show. The garage was still pretty clean back then. The house was younger than I, and I stood for a while in the quiet dimness, the cool of the gray concrete floor, the tube still stuck on my finger. The emptiness of the 2-car garage was immense. Though I wasn't aware of it, Whole avenues of life were closing off to me at that moment. Inner faults of personality, lack of confidence, short attention span, inability to plan, impatience, underestimation of obvious difficulties were now beginning to manifest themselves. Nobody was ever going to stand on a chair and applaud, hands clapping ecstatically overhead, then whistling between index fingers in response to something I had done. Groupies were never going to embroider silk panties with their phone numbers and fling them at my feet. The feeble stratagems yet to come, piano lessons, cornet lessons, guitar lessons, little league practice, dance class, drama club, debate, wrestling, track, choir, were but desperate rearguard actions meant to forestall what had already been decided. The year was 1964. In Minnesota, Prince Rogers Nelson was banging on his mother's piano. Bill Gates was reading the big wonder book of science. George Stephanopoulos was just out of training pants. Bret Easton Ellis was an undescended egg. And I was standing in an empty garage on Carteret Court in Berea, Ohio, toilet paper tubes stuck on my finger, feeling like an idiot. A new feeling, but one that would become familiar. And that is where the first break is. So, already I can tell that this is going to be interesting. I look back at it and it's like, that really does sort of perfectly encapsulate the first time you have embarrassed yourself majorly. You know, I think everyone has that story, or like, has that part of their life way back when they're children and they think they've done something really, really neat and they try to show someone else to impress them and it flops horribly. Like, even if it's not the first time, even if the first time you try to do it, it works wonderfully. Like, because parents up to that point are so easily amazed at everything. You look at new parents and they're amazed at every little thing that they do. Oh, isn't he precious? Isn't she adorable? Oh, it's his first word. Oh, look, he's crawling, he's walking, he's moving, he's blowing bubbles with his spit. Oh, how wonderful. And then when you start to get to a point where you can think a little bit, that starts to really slow down. And you just want to get that again, as a kid. You're just like, oh, I just want them to be proud. I just want them to be amazed, And then when it flops, oh, that feeling. And this really sort of gets, like, that feeling across to me. And it even, like, it's sort of like a reminiscent, because he goes from that moment to way ahead in the future when he's looking back and he's like, oh, I did all these other things just to try to get that feeling, just to try to impress somebody, and every single time it was just like the first time, and it flopped horribly because of all of these drawbacks that first failure sort of nailed into me. So, like, that was just a page and a half, and, like, I get that feeling from it. So I'm really interested how the rest of this book is gonna go. Like I said, I've never read it before, and if you were listening in on me, you heard that I flubbed up quite a few words. But I mean, that's just what happens when you're not used to reading and talking at the same speed at the same time, and it's something new, Hopefully I'll get better at it. If you guys like this, I'll keep doing it. Who knows? But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the first bit of this. I'm excited to keep reading. So, once again, that was The Complete and Utter Failure, a celebration of also-rans, runners-up, never-weres, and total flops by Neil Steinberg, or Steinberg. If you don't want to listen to me read it, but want to be part of the discussion, go out and get the book for yourself, and I'll put like an annotation or something in the description that says skip to here for the discussion. And yeah, I really hope to hear some positive things, or really just like your personal thoughts about this section down in the comments below. Alright, goodbye everybody.